Hello everybody. Today we're going to start exploring how to add a banknote to the database. This is going to be done in multiple videos because it's a progressive process. We're going to start off with the basics today and the mandatory fields only. And then in the next videos I'll show you how you could add more information as information is available. So we'll start off by adding a new banknote, which is the South Sudan 500-pound note, which was released at the end of 2024. So to start off, we'll click right here on Add New Banknote. And basically, you need to fill out the mandatory fields here. So it's the section right here. Everything below is optional, and we won't be exploring that today in this video. But we will be filling out the mandatory fields. So the first thing you need to pick is the country. So we'll start off by selecting South Sudan. The next thing is the denomination, so it's 500 pounds. Then you need to select the currency. Most of the time all the currencies are already in the database, so you just need to pick them. If a currency is not in the database, then you could add the record. So here we'll pick this one, South Sudanese pounds. Then we'll look at, is there a date on the banknote? In this particular case, there is, right? The date that is printed, if there was no date, we'd select no date. If it's a specific date, let's say, January 1st, 2024, then we pick specific date. If it's a specific year only, we pick this one. And then if it's, intervals, we would pick this one. So in this case, on the banknote, it says 2024. So we'll do specific year and we'll select the 2024 year. Real quick, if you want to navigate through this, there are different options. So if you click here, you could pick the decade and so on and so forth. So you could play around with the calendar and figure it out, but there are ways to do this quickly. And then the next one is, if you know the date that the banknote is actually released to the public. So in this case, I don't have this information, so I'm going to leave it blank. There are some currency notes where there are two currencies for the notes. In this case, you would click here on add a denomination and currency, but in this case, it's only one. It's fairly rare that you would need to do this. I've only used it, I think, like a couple of times. So as you fill this top part out, the title of the banknote will appear automatically. So the reason why we do that is we want things to be consistent throughout in the database. And this is a way to make sure that the data is always written in a proper way. Now we need to select the substrate. In this case, it is paper. So we'll select paper. The issuing authority is the Bank of Sudan. And then the banknote type, well, it's an issued note. So before we actually go down and we click on save and exit, let's just review to make sure that everything looks good. So we have South Sudan, 500 is the denomination, it's Sudanese pounds. The year is 2024, it's paper. The issuing authority is the Bank of Sudan, and it's an issued note. So everything looks good. I'm going to submit it here, right? And then what we'll see is that we will see that our note is right here at the bottom and it was added, right? Now you'll notice that in this column where it says series, the series is actually empty. That's fine. We'll look into adding that in our next video as we progress and add more data. So I think this is a good start. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave comments. We'll make sure to answer any of your questions. All right, so thank you very much, and I hope this was simple and helpful. Take care.